good evening and welcome to the show. Classic Saturday night television, the glamour of Strictly, the drama of Atlantis, and 5 guests who could easily pass for monsters on Doctor Who. And here they are. Strictly speaking, it's Tess Daly. She's very good news. It's Kate Silverton. Actor, author, TV presenter, and all-round show-off, David Walliams. From Westlife to A Bug's Life, jungle sensation, Kian Egan. And it's hello from him, the mighty Ronnie Corbett. Good evening, sir. Good evening, please. Well, how about that, eh? There they are, our panel. 5 of the country's brightest stars. Well, 4.5. We've got veterans of show business. We've got young delinquents. Kian Egan.
Yes?
It's not a proper name, is it, really? It's neither Ian nor Ken. Would you mind if I called you Ian? It's just easier.
I would mind. It's not my name. If you're having trouble to remember, just put a key in a door. Kian. There you go.
All right.
I've given myself something bad there, haven't I? He's going to call me key in the door all night.
I'm going to call you Lock. Now, Kate Silverton, looking absolutely radiant and lovely. It helps sitting next to David Walliams. How can you fail to look good? But, Kate, you are one of the country's most, and I say this sincerely, respected newsreaders. There's a picture in the combat zone. Have a look at it. Look at that. Look at that. I've always wondered what happens if you do press. And David Walliams is here. Now, what you may not know about David is he's a comedian. No. What you may not know, David won GQ's Most Stylish Dresser Award. So congratulations on that. No, congratulations. You know, all the more impressive when you think of your shape. And I don't mean that... No, I am not being... You are what my mother would call a lump. Now, you don't... But you're big, aren't you?
I'm sort of shapeless in a way.
In a way.
We sort of poured into a suit, don't I, really?
Now, you're married to a supermodel, so obviously for you, life is peachy. But you chose her over me, which I think is a bit hurtful.
You do have bigger breasts.
Thank you. Tess Daly.
Oh.
Sexy Tess Daly.
Oh,
yes.
There's a lot from you.
Sexy Tess Daly. STD for short. Listen now. I want to say, would you agree you and I have a chemistry? Would you agree you and I have a... There's a little something.
I'm feeling it right now.
Thank you very much.
A little something. Just
From this distance as well, it's quite impressive.
May I say, the facial resemblance, can you see, ladies and gentlemen? There is...
Well, look, Tess, I'll be very honest with you. I'm not a great dancer. I mean, I can shuffle through a tap routine, you know, and I'm not very good with the auto cue. So when you think about it, I'd be perfect. And here we are, a hero and a friend, Ronnie Corbett.
Yeah.
And I can genuinely say, Ron, a real friend of mine, we have played golf together.
Yes, we did, yeah. I played golf yesterday. 9 holes. Played 5, fell down 4. It was a tried and tested.
Have you been busy? What have you been up to?
What have I been up to?
Been out lately, doing any after-dinner speaking?
Oh, how fun. Funny. Funny you should mention that.
It's almost like the cue for a joke, isn't it?
2 nights ago, I did an after-dinner at the Inn on the Park, and I came out of the hotel, a little bit of a state, up a one-way street the wrong way, straight through the lights, hit the back of a bus, straight across Berkeley Square, ended up in Selfridge's window. I thought, thank God I'm not in the car. It was just one of these.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Saturday night panel.
Thank you for that.
Let's meet our contestants. Oh, now here they are. Playing tonight in fierce competition. It's James and Jan. Give them a round of applause. James, I'm going to start with you. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
Hi, Rob. I'm James. I'm from Newcastle. I'm 37 and I'm a married father of 2.
What about hobbies? What do you do in your spare time?
Well, decided to take up ghost hunting.
Ghost hunting.
Go hunting for ghosts. That's right.
Go out to haunted places looking for ghosts.
I do.
So when did you see your first one? And talk us through it. What did you see?
Well, what tends to happen is you go to a haunted castle and you switch your lights out, so I didn't actually see anything. It was too dark.
I would have thought to ghost hunt, you'd have to have an experience with something a bit odd, and that would spur you on.
Well, yeah, there was one experience. I was in jail. Jail? Sorry.
Yeah, okay. Have we done the full checks on these people? Why were you in jail?
Sorry, I was in Jedburgh jail.
Still a jail?
Well, I was doing an investigation there. And so...
Into what?
To try and hunt for some ghosts.
So this is an old jail that's now closed down?
It's a 14th century jail in Jedburgh. And so we went there for the night and got locked in. We were in a cell. And one of the girls, for some reason, started crying uncontrollably, which was a bit odd. At first, I thought it was funny, until then...
That's a nice quality in a man, isn't it? Oh, she's crying her eyes out. Oh, I love to see them suffer.
But then, I don't know why, that I got the urge then to start swearing at her.
We must do more thorough checks. I'd like to talk to Jan now. Jan, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
You look lovely tonight, and it's lovely that you're here.
A bit of glitter.
Where are you from?
I'm from Stoke-on-Trent.
Oh, Robbie Williams country, yes.
Yes,
Lovely.
yes.
And retired now?
I'm a retired hairdresser.
Oh. Jan's unisex.
That's it. That's
Not a
me.
statement, that was the name. Did it go well there?
It did, yes. I did it for 35 years and loved every minute of it.
And you offered all sorts of services, although you came a bit of a cropper once. No. Who the heck have we let in tonight?
It was mostly, you know, cut and blow dries and,
Yes.
you know, the usual thing. When I started hairdressing, ladies in the week would come in and just have a little touch-up, you see.
David, not a single word from you, OK?
So I put in the window, tonguing 50p.
Right.
But I spelt tonguing wrong.
You spelt it tonguing.
Yes.
Well, I tell you what, if it was that, it's bloody reasonable. Well, listen, it's lovely that you're here. You're very welcome. I hope you're going to enjoy it. Now, let me explain to you what we're going to do, OK? I'm going to ask you questions about life in the UK. Our panel of glittering celebrities are going to try and come up with what they think is the answer. They're going to write it down on their pads, OK? You can use that as a guideline. You don't have to go with one of theirs.
Right.
You can go your own way if you want to.
Yes.
Whoever does the best out of the two of you will go on to play for a lovely prize, OK?
Fine.
All you have to do, it's very simple. Listen to the question, write down what you think the answer is. We're starting with Jan. Let's take a look at your question.
Okay.
According to a recent survey, what most annoys the British public? David Walliams. Get writing. What most annoys the British public? Everybody should be writing down at this point, by the
including me.
way. I mean, it's not a difficult format.
You're slightly putting me off.
Well, Carrie, don't worry. I'm not threatening. You just
Could
write.
you slightly massage me?
Yes,
as I
of
do
course,
it?
of
Thank
course.
you. That's actually very good. That's actually very good.
I am good at this, actually. I do
actually
think, you know, if I wasn't a sex symbol, this is what I'd be doing. Lovely test, Daly. Beautiful, Tess. And you are beautiful. You're gorgeous. You are. You're gorgeous.
What do you want?
No, I'm going to say...
You're being way too nice to me.
You're no Claudia Schiffer, but you are... No. You're not supermodel, but you're very beautiful. I could see you manning a cosmetics counter. No, I don't mean Boots. I mean House of Fraser, someone like that.
High-end.
Upmarket, yes.
Thank you.
Yes. The question is, according to a recent survey, what most annoys the British public? Just write it down at your leisure.
Dear.
When I say at your leisure, I mean now. This Ronnie Corbett deciding what to write here. You have a look. I'll do your thoughts for you, Ron, OK? You have a look.
Right.
I wonder what I'm going to put down for this one now. I mean, I've had a wonderful evening, so... Oh, I'm going to suck my thumb for a bit. Very tasty, yes. What's that? Well, I might taste it again, actually. I might have another suck. Ooh, bit of Marmite. Lovely. Very nice. I must say that Rob Brydon is looking more handsome, more dynamic every time I see him.
So good.
So good.
So fluent.
So, now, who's doing the bloody talking, me or you? Would you like me to write it for you?
Yeah.
All right. Let me write it. If people are just tuning in, they're going to think this is a very peculiar adult education programme. There we are, Mr. Corbett. I'll be back at the same time next week. All right, so let's take a look at some answers. According to a recent survey, what most annoys the British public? And Tess Daly says... Bad manners, quince...
Queue jumping.
Queue jumping.
Queue jumping.
Queue jumping. Yes. Well done. Very good. Ronnie. What has Ronnie said most annoys the British public? What came into his mind? How could he ever have thought of this? He says... Litters, the best I could come up with.
Very good.
Now, you, Kian, you went all the way to Australia for
did.
I'm a Celebrity, eh? Had to eat disgusting things. Cockroaches, fish eyes, kangaroo bits. It's the last time you'll fly with a budget airline, isn't it? Well, I'll tell you now, I voted for you.
Oh, thank you.
I did. I wanted to keep you out there for as long as possible. Now then, Kian, what most annoys the British public? Politicians. And a lovely cheeky face. Nice cheeky face. Oh, now look, you see, we're getting somewhere here because look what Kate has put. Kate Silverton says, politicians or people dropping litter. Worst case scenario, a politician dropping litter. Right, here we go. What most annoys the British public? And David Walliams says... Yes, all right, let's put all those answers in together now. Let's have a look at your guest list. Now, Jan.
Yes, I
You
need
don't
this
have
point.
to go with any of those.
No, but
okay?
they're all good. They came into my mind.
What are you going to say,
there's
Jan?
Well, you see, I was thinking telephone people ringing, you know, on the phone.
Oh,
telephone.
cold callers. Cold callers. Oh, dear me.
I think I'm going to go with my own. I think.
OK.
I think I'm
The
going to go with that
cold
one.
callers. All right, let's see if you're right.
Yeah.
What most annoys the British public? The answer is... Jan! Jan! What on earth were you doing, woman? It was up there.
I know.
The point could have been yours.
I know.
And tell you what, if
Stick
you
with
should
me,
really
Jan,
just
yeah.
go with whatever Tess says. Jan, you're wrong. No points, I'm afraid. I know you're retired.
Yes.
But you still do something with your time, don't you? A rather curious little sideline.
Well, yes, I do sort of kissograms for OAPs.
Let's just take a moment to digest that. But they're special, though, aren't they? Because there's a special ingredient.
Yes, well, I do it for charity. I don't get paid. You know,
I don't
do
think
for
it would work as a
No.
viable business, I have to say.
I write a little poem about the person that I like.
Well, a little bird has told me you've got a little poem here.
Yes.
Because you have the hots
Yes.
for somebody in this room tonight.
I do.
Far be it for me to say it, a comic
I
great
do.
who's loved by many.
Yes, very true.
And, OK, who is it?
It's Ronnie.
And you've written a poem for him. Ronnie, Jan has written you a poem.
Oh, how lovely.
Would you like to hear it?
I would love to hear
We'd all love to hear it.
Ronnie, you're so cute like me. This meeting today was meant to be. You're so funny and so witty. I am cute and oh so pretty. Oh, we'd make a perfect pair.
Can I just say, Jan,
Yes?
speed it up, love. I mean, I've seen shorter plays at the National Theatre.
What was the last line?
Oh, we'd make a perfect pair.
Oh.
Come on a date if you dare. Just one last thing I have to say. Meeting a legend has made my day.
Good. It was good. Oh, it's a standing ovation.
Very sweet.
Oh. Now, you've been single for a while now, haven't
I've been
you?
single for 14 years.
Oh, it's hard to believe. I mean, what I would say is cut the poetry. And in that time, you've had a few dates. How many dates have you had?
Over 400.
Over 400 dates?
Dates,
So many.
yes.
I'm told it can be quite tricky to keep track of all these men.
The problem is, I talk to them on the internet and I forget to write it down, who I've spoke to.
Yes.
So, if I'm getting on well with them, I give them my phone number, you see, and then they ring me, but I don't know which one's ringing me.
Because you've got a few on the go at the same time.
Yeah, they might say, this is John. Well, there might be 10 Johns, you know.
We have a word for you in Wales.
But I get very confused.
Well, trim down the numbers, woman. It's just chatting. You just chat with them on the
Oh,
internet.
we chat.
There's
yes.
nothing untoward.
Oh, well, I do have a coffee with a date. I got so fed up of wasting 5 days. I didn't do it Saturday and Sunday.
No. Here.
So I did 5 in one day.
5 men in one day.
I started at 10 o'clock and I was home at 3. Because as soon as I see them sitting there, I just want to go home straight away.
Because they don't live up to your expectations.
No.
All right. Well, look, I've enjoyed the last hour or so chatting with you. But we really do have to get on with the show, if it's all right with you. So thank you for that, Jan. Fascinating stuff. OK, James, here is your question. In a recent survey, what did 20% of men say they would do to their partner if they could get away with it? Celebrities, start writing.
David's in straight away. David was like, wait.
Now, see, I have an arrangement, Mrs. Bryden and I. We've each got a free pass, one free pass. If Keira Knightley should ever make herself available to me for one night of passion, I'm allowed it. My wife has said, for her, it's Dave from work. Of course, Tess, before making your millions, you originally wanted to be a nurse, didn't you?
Well, I did.
You did.
And then I realised I had irrational fear of blood.
Not good for a nurse.
Yeah.
Mind you, I've watched Strictly. I think the way you are there with Bruce, you've kind of achieved your ambition, haven't you? All right, let's take a look at what Tess said. In a recent survey, what did 20% of men say they would do to their partner? Tess said, sellotape their mouths shut. Ronnie, beavering away there. You and Anne have been together now for almost 50 years?
Oh, you're over 50 years, yes.
Wow.
And it's been lovely forever.
A happy marriage.
Fantastic.
Isn't that nice? 50 years.
And when we first met, of course, when we were at the... which was Danny LaRue's, it wasn't called Danny's there.
It was Winston's, wasn't it? Yes, the club, yes.
Would you want to sit here? And
I wouldn't mind, yeah, it'd be easier, wouldn't it? Yeah. Come on, you go up there.
Yes.
I'll sit here.
Yes, and...
There we are. You stand there.
Yes,
There we are.
and-
I'll sit here.
Yes, and you worked in the nightclub.
When I started out working, I worked at Winston's nightclub with Danny LaRue.
Yes.
That's where I was originally. I'm doing Ronnie Corbett. All right. The question is, in a recent survey, what did 20% of men say they would do to their partner if they could get away with it? And Ronnie Corbett says... leave wet towels everywhere. It's a very modest ambition, Ron, but Ken, Lockie, you are a charmer. You could get away with anything. You get away with murder. I think it's fair to say Westlife have murdered a few songs in their time. Where were you, David?
Oh, God.
Where were you and your friend hanging off a cliff?
I was on my way over here.
You didn't even try to save me, did you? My mother was right about you. Kian Egan,
Yes.
you were a heartthrob once, weren't you? No. I mean, well, you were in a boy band, and
I was in a boy band.
and you were a heartthrob. Yes, I think that was for me. Kian says, "Stay in the pub. Stay in the pub." All right. So, what is Kate Silverton thinking? She has given us her answer. Change their sense of humour. It's an interesting one. OK, that's interesting. Look what he's written. 20% of men said they would do this to their partner if they could get away with it. David says...
So you can get the Simon Cowell mask.
So let's see all the answers together. There we are. That's your guest list. Are you going to go with any of those, or are you going to choose your own? What do you think?
Well, Rob, some really good answers.
Thank you.
Really?
I was tempted to go with my own, but I have to say I'm not one of those 20%.
All right, OK.
That is to trade them in for a younger model.
Let's have a look. What would men do to their partner if they could get away with it? The answer is... track them using GPS.
No.
What a bizarre answer. At any one time, I know exactly where my wife is. She's living in Manchester with her fitness instructor. James, wrong, I'm afraid. No points for you. Jan, come on now, Jan.
Right.
Come on! Pull your finger out here. Let's do it. Celebrity question time.
Yes.
And yours, you'll be pleased to hear, is from Ronnie. I wonder what this is going to be.
When I was a young lad, my Aunt Nell paid 2 guineas for me to do what kind of course?
Oh, when he was a young lad, Ronnie Corbett's Aunt Nell paid 2 guineas for him to do some kind of a course. Celebrities, start writing your answers down. I signed up for a course in how to spot consumer fraud. Cost £5,000. The teacher never turned up. You just wait now, Ron. You just wait while we all wonder what this is.
Right.
Kian, I heard a lovely story about you. This is a lovely story about Kian. There was somebody, and this is true, isn't it? Somebody who was in a coma in hospital, and they were played some Westlife music, and it brought them out of the coma. Isn't that true? Isn't that lovely?
I think so.
Yeah? Yeah? Well done. They got up, out of the bed, went over to the side and turned the CD off. Tess, we're just waiting for you now.
Oh, yes.
Come on.
Little clue would be
Oh,
nice.
let me see.
Something.
Do you want me?
Well, Jan needs a little bit of help
Jan does
now.
need a bit of help.
Yeah.
Tess, you are such a fair-minded person. That's lovely. It won't necessarily be this one, Jan.
No, might not be.
Right. Let's have a look. I'm going to start with David. Ronnie Corbett's Aunt Nell, when he was a little boy, tiny little boy, she paid for him to go on a course. What was the course? And David says...
She thought she would enter him for the Grand National.
As a jockey.
Yeah.
David's given us a stupid answer. That will be no use to you at all, Jan. Kate Silverton. Now, Kate.
I'm not sure this is going to help Jan either, sorry,
Yeah,
Jan.
well, I can see where you're going with this,
Okay.
actually, Kate. I can. Kate thinks the course was for cookery, because Ronnie loves his baking, loves his cooking, so that's a possibility.
Yes.
Kian Egan,
Yes.
you think that Aunt Nell paid for Ronnie to go on An acting course as a young lad. All right. Now, we've got Tess, of course, the last one. Could it be this one?
Do you know, cooking was my first thought before you wrote that.
Well, it's in the lap of the gods, Tess, it really is. Aunt Nell paid for Ronnie to go on a course. Is it this one? Here's what Tess thinks. To make him taller.
Yeah.
All right, there's your guest list. Now, Ronnie, those answers are in now, so you can write the real answer down.
Right.
Jan,
Right,
let's
yes,
take a look at them. Acting, cookery, race course, or to make him
Well,
taller.
the last two are not right.
Are you sure about that, Jan?
No, I'm not sure. See, I thought cookery was very good.
He is. He's a very good chef.
So he well could have gone on a cookery course then, couldn't he?
Yes,
really?
could have done.
Could have been that. What are you going to go for?
Could have done, couldn't he?
Could have done.
Couldn't he?
Well, he's written his answer down. What are you going to say, Jan?
Oh, I don't know. I'm a bit sort of... You've put me off now with the...
So it's my fault. Good. Tell you what, after spending a bit of time with you, those
should I go with
400
Tess?
dates don't seem that many, actually.
I think I might go for Tess.
To make him taller. Aunt Nell paid for Ronnie to do what kind of course? The answer is... to make him taller. Yes. Oh. And Ronnie... we're all wondering, did it work? All right, Jan, you're correct. That gives you a point. OK, James, you're next. Now, it's a celebrity question for you, and it's coming from Kian. You've got a lovely glittery envelope there, Kian.
Westlife are known for their ballads, but when do I like to be known as Mr. Rock?
Ooh. Celebrities, get writing. When do you think he might want to go under that alias or that pseudonym? Hey, Jan, Mr. Rock.
Yes.
If you saw that profile on the internet, you'd be there like a shot. Have a little think about it.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes, of course I will, Ronnie, of course I will. Kian is in Westlife. They're known
Yes.
for their ballads.
Yes.
Dreadful songs. But sometimes he likes to be known... he likes to be known as Mr. Rock. Sometimes.
right.
So the question is, in what circumstances does he like to be known as Mr. Rock?
Right.
Would you like me to do it for you?
Yes.
All right. There we are. If there's anything else I can do to make your stay more enjoyable, please just say. David, nicknames. Nicknames, pseudonyms. What, did you have a nickname at school? Big Jessie, something along those lines?
I had, at school, I was called Daphne. And believe it or not, I was quite effeminate as a child.
Did it bother you, David?
I embraced it and I made a career out of it. It's all right.
OK, so... why does Kian sometimes like to be known as Mr. Rock? David thinks it's... when dressed as The Rock. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock.
He has a sideline because his kind of the music has dried up. He dresses up.
I think that's very likely, I really do. Kate Silverton. Oh, Kate, let's have a look at her answer. She thinks he likes to be known as Mr. Rock in the bath or shower. No, don't give her any encouragement, please.
Rob, am I allowed to clarify my answer just in case anyone thinks that I'm being rude?
Please do, Kate, please do.
I just thought that you have an alter ego and that's the time that it comes out because you can sing your ballads in the shower. That was all I meant.
Oh, like
Just
singing
for
like rock songs in
So
the
he sings
shower.
rock songs in the shower.
That's
Just
fair
in case my mum thinks I've just suddenly gone off.
All right.
Sings rock songs and he's aroused at the same time.
Oh.
He said that.
I wondered how long it would be before filth came from your mouth. I was amazed you've lasted as long as you have, to be honest.
I used to play a game in the bar.
Oh, no. We talked about this in the dressing room. This is Saturday night, BBC One.
I used to play a game called Lighthouses.
No. What's that involve?
Well, I basically would lie on my back and I'd have these toy boats.
Oh, go
you
on.
see, and they'd have to not go near the lighthouse.
Did they...
There's the lighthouse and there's these big boulders. The boat could crash.
There
on
were
the boat.
quite a few boating disasters, and I think the inquiry surmised that the lighthouse was inadequate. Tess Daly, before you rose to prominence, you spent about 10 years as a model, didn't you? A very successful model. Something that I've always thought of dabbling with. I've thought of... well, that's unkind, isn't it, that reaction? I think I could... I think I'd be a good catalogue model. You know, that sort of thing. And I think together, we could portray the... Don't laugh, you rude woman.
Shall we try it?
Well, oh, look, she's bloody keen, isn't she? Come on, let's have a go over here. Come on, come over here with me, Tess. Come on, let's be catalogue models together. We're asking people to believe that I've
strike
landed...
a pose. We've
All
got to
right.
act like we sort of love each other a little bit.
Yeah.
When we're married, perhaps, or
Married.
we're a couple.
All right, OK.
I love your suit, you love my dress.
Yes.
And we're looking at something... we're looking at something in the distance.
She's quite bossy, isn't she? I've got to try and look, you know, romantic. And could you stoop a little bit? Because I'm not as tall as a bit more. Can you just stoop a bit more? No. It's not that sort of photo shoot. So, when does Kian Egan like to be known as Mr. Rock? Tess says, when he's watching the wrestling on the telly. So back to...
The Rock.
Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, the famous actor. Ronnie Corbett, and we'll never know what prompted him to come up with this.
No, I never know.
Ronnie Corbett thinks that Kian likes to be known as Mr. Rock when he's in a hotel.
That's right.
So he's under a pseudonym.
Yes.
An alias.
Have you ever
Yes.
you ever used a pseudonym in a hotel?
No,
protect
no
it.
need. No need. No need. I just say Rob Brydon. They go, whatever.
Well, I did it on the... when we were on the Little Britain tour, me and Matt were told we should have them. And so I chose James Bond. And so people would say, welcome to the hotel, Mr. Bond. I loved it so much.
All right, there's your guest list. Now then, those answers are locked in, Kian, so you can write your own down now. James, what are you thinking? You can go your own way, remember?
No, when I looked at that, I thought maybe Ronnie might have the right answer.
You think what, when checking into hotels?
Checking into hotels.
All right, so you're going to say hotels?
Hotels.
OK, I wish you a lot of luck. Kian, he's written it down. When does Kian like to be known as Mr. Rock? The answer is... Ding! It's his name in hotels! Thank you. Thank you. Oh, wow. James, you're correct. You have won a point. Well done. Yes. And we've reached the stage in the evening when we find out who's going to be playing for the prize. So let's take a look at the scores. Oh, goodness me, it's a draw. Which means that we need a tie-break question. Now, here's how it's going to work. I'm going to ask you both the same question. And this time, I want you to write down your answers on the pads in front of you. The answer is a number. Whoever is closest will go through to play for a lovely prize. OK? Let's take a look at the question. According to a recent survey, to the nearest £1,000, how much does the average British couple spend on getting married? To the closest £1,000. Get thinking. It's exciting, isn't it?
Oh, it is.
Let's take a look at what you've said. Jan has gone for £18,000. James has gone for £25,000. It's a lot of money. Let's see who's closest. The actual amount is...
$8.
Oh, bang on, Jan. Well done. Jan is the winner. I'm so sorry we've got to say goodbye to you. Thank you very much for coming on. Jan, you're going through to play for a prize. Jan, well done. You are just seconds away from a prize. This is going to have those men running after you.
I'm so excited.
And you knew the cost of the wedding. You've obviously done some research. We're in the final. This is where Jan has the chance to win a great prize. And for the final question, the answer is a number, OK? Now, our star panel will give us their guesses as well. Now then, before we go any further, would you like to know what your prize is?
I would. Yes.
All right,
I'd love
Jan,
to, yeah.
you've been single, as you know,
Yes.
for 14 years. If you get this right, you can marry Ronnie Corbett. Not quite.
No.
You've been single.
He's got a lovely wife.
He's got a lovely wife. He has. And I think even if he didn't, he wouldn't marry you. But
Thank you.
you've been single for 14 years.
Yes.
And you've been on over 400 dates
Yeah.
without much luck. So
Yes.
we would love to send you away on a singles holiday, especially for the
Yeah.
more mature
Oh, I'd like
single.
that.
Isn't that nice? How about
Lovely.
that? Yes.
Yeah.
Here's your question. In a recent survey, what percentage of men said they would dump their girlfriend if she gained a significant amount of weight? Goodness me. Celebrities, get writing. Now, think carefully.
I am thinking.
Because you've got this singles holiday
I know.
hanging in the balance here. This could change your life.
I know, I could meet the man of my dreams.
You could. Everybody answered? All done. OK. In a recent survey, what percentage of men said they would dump their girlfriend if she gained a significant amount of weight? Kian says 10%. Kate says 15%. David says 0%. What a gentleman. Tess says 15%. And Ronnie says 20%. Now, have those in your mind.
Right.
We're going to give you the right answer and a wrong answer. So you've got a 50-50 chance.
Okay.
Let's have a look at the figures that Jan is going to choose from. It's either 49% or 79%.
Oh, dear.
So both of those are way higher than anything our panel has said. What do you think?
Well, if you love somebody, I don't think you'd dump them because they're a little bit fat. Really.
It's a significant amount of weight. You know people. You met a lot of people when you were in Jan's unisex. And you met a lot of men since then. So you know people.
Yeah. I don't really like very fat men.
Sorry, David, sorry. Why she would choose to have a go at you at this stage of the evening is beyond me. So, bear in mind now,
They've all
both of
gone-
those are
they've
way
all
higher
gone-
than
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
So what are you going to say?
It's difficult. I'm going to go for the 49.
You're going to say it's 49%. OK, let's lock that score in. I hope you get it.
I hope so.
you go on that lovely
I'm thinking
singles trip, you
holiday.
meet somebody lovely and you open a new salon together.
I don't think that'll happen. No, I don't want to go back to work. I like doing what I do.
You do it very well. All right. So Jan is saying 49%. Fingers crossed. In a recent survey, the actual percentage of men that said they would dump their girlfriend if she gained a significant amount of weight is... Yes! Oh, well done, Jan. Fantastic. You've won the singles holiday for the more mature dater. That's all from us for tonight. Very well done to Jan. And thanks to Kian Egan, Kate Silverton, David Walliams, Ronnie Corbett, and Tess Daly. Thank you for watching. Good night. Come on, Jen.